to you because I believe you contributed to an opinion piece, this opinion piece on immigration reform in USA Today. I'm going to show it to our viewers. What's the big idea? 4 proposals to reform America's immigration system. I think you say for conservatives, one unfulfilled promise by the administration that really stands out is ending the birthright citizenship for children of illegal immigrants. Now, Mike, if Trump doesn't take action, could this topic hurt him in November? What are your thoughts on that in the article that you have there?
Right. So the president rode into office largely on the basis of his immigration promises. I can't get into the political, prognostics of it all, but I will tell you that the biggest promise, besides from the wall in practical effect, is birthright citizenship. There are 5 million illegal aliens here who attained birthright citizenship that they should not have. Those people should not be here, along with every other illegal immigrant in this country. So with one stroke of an executive order, the president can do more than he has done on any other immigration topics by ending birthright citizenship. This is a unconstitutional misapplication of the 14th Amendment that has been going on way too long. All it takes is an executive order telling government agencies to stop recognizing the citizenship of those folks and stop issuing new passports and other documents. This is in keeping with things that the president has said multiple times throughout the presidency, and we're encouraged that, in this flurry of executive action that's coming out, this is the big one that really remains. And we're all constitutional conservatives, and those who care about securing our borders and maintaining immigration sovereignty are looking at this one as the biggest.
Today, immigrants account for 13% of the U.S. population. 3.5% of that is illegal immigrants, which accounts for 10 to 12 million illegal immigrants. There are a lot of immigrants today in the U.S., and we think it should be harder to grant citizenship. Today you can grant citizenship by passing the civics test or being born in the U.S. or many other ways. We think being born in the U.S. your parents should also have to be citizens. Today, if you're born in the U.S., you're a citizen even if your parents aren't citizens. Our amendment, we're changing that. We think you shouldn't be a citizen just because you're born in the U.S. and if your parents are both illegal immigrants. One of the reasons to this is because immigrants and mostly illegal immigrants are taking up a lot of the U.S. workforce. Today, immigrants take up for approximately 17% of the U.S. labor force, which is about 1 in 6 workers. Most of those are illegal, but a lot of them are also illegal or undocumented. According to a report by the Department of Labor based on a survey of agricultural workers, nearly half, or 47% of farm workers, had no work authorization. Many illegal immigrants will work under the table, like through a construction company or farms, because it won't be as easy to get caught. They also don't make as much money because they're undocumented and illegal, so they won't have as much of a risk of getting caught. Undocumented workers make up 5% of the workforce, which is quite a lot if you think about it. This is why we want to make it harder to become a citizen by making the amendment that if your parents are not documented or legal immigrants and they have a kid, that kid should not be an illegal immigrant or should be a legal citizen, and that kid should have to pass a civics test or something else to become a legal citizen.
The 14th Amendment should be changed so that birthright citizenship of illegal immigrants should not be allowed. Immigrants now account for 13.7% of the U.S. population, with 23% of those being unauthorized citizens. The number of unauthorized immigrants is increasing rapidly. From 1990 to 2007, the number of unauthorized immigrants tripled. The number of unauthorized immigrants during this time went from 3.5 million people to 12.3 million people. This is a staggering increase in unauthorized immigrants in the United States. This means more jobs will be filled by unauthorized immigrants and less work for legal immigrants, or U.S. citizens, whether they are natural U.S. citizens or immigrants that have obtained U.S. citizenship. These unauthorized immigrants also cause harm to society in various ways. Unauthorized citizens can drain public funds, for example. They create unfair job competition with America's least prepared workers, which lowers wages and working conditions for legal U.S. immigrants or U.S. citizens. Unauthorized immigrants cause unwanted strains on services designed to assist legal immigrants or U.S. citizens. The cost of unauthorized citizens is very high and causes these problems in the workplace and society. Illegal immigration also causes mockery to those who are trying to enter the country legally. There is a list of several million people waiting to enter the country legally, and illegal immigration creates a mockery of those people and the United States government. Illegal immigration is also a burden to tax-paying U.S. citizens and legal immigrants trying to make a living in the United States. Education of the children of illegal immigrants and medical care of the illegal immigrants costs a very large sum of money each year. The illegal immigrants can sometimes apply and obtain welfare as well, which adds on to what is needed to be funded by taxpayers each year. The total sum of money that went towards funding these illegal immigrants was estimated to be around $45 billion a year. This was also calculated after the number of taxes paid by illegal immigrants was subtracted from the total number. The cost in California alone was $10.5 billion. The biggest way to cut down on illegal immigration is fixing the birthright citizenship. We believe that the 14th Amendment would fix this problem of illegal immigration if it were to be changed to allow birthright citizenship only to children whose parents or even just one parent are U.S. citizens or are legally in the country. We believe that the 14th Amendment is being unconstitutionally abused by illegal immigrants. If you were to look at the time period of when the 14th Amendment was set into place, you would see why. The 14th Amendment was ratified in 1886, which was roughly a year after the Civil War ended. The amendment was put into place to make sure the African American population that had been freed in the Emancipation Proclamation of 1863 would obtain U.S. citizenship. Even though the African American population was technically free to vote, own property, and function as a U.S. citizen, there were people that took advantage of this population, saying that they had to be U.S. citizens to vote, own property, and etc. The 14th Amendment was also put into place so that this population would be granted citizenship and be able to vote and be as much of a U.S. citizen as any other U.S. citizen in this day. The amendment fixed some of the problems that were happening to the African American population in 1860 and onwards, but now in 2020 this amendment is being taken advantage by illegal immigrants. Getting rid of the birthright citizenship for children of illegal immigrants would help to fix some of the problem that illegal immigration is causing today.